In LDFA, Local Development Finance Authority, is a mechanism the state allows municipalities to use for economic development purposes to bring in certain types of jobs.
If you look at what goes on in a community, there are a lot of people focused on creating economic opportunity. In Michigan, government provides that through different programs, and one is called the Local Development Finance Authority. It provides us with an opportunity to capture revenue that the state allows us to keep instead of sending to Lansing, to reinvest in those priorities that we believe are most important for contributing to our prosperity. And whether that's enabling new learning opportunities for our kids, whether it's providing different kinds of breaks or incentives to people with great ideas who want to get a business started but might not have the knowledge or understanding necessary to really get it off the ground, or even if it's just getting people with great ideas connected with people with the resources to help realize it. All of those things are incumbent on government to make happen. And it provides for better public health, safety, prosperity, and quality of life.
The LDFA is there to manage state funds that get delivered to the Smartzone to operate and to create the programs. If there's a building that's involved, to manage the building, et cetera.
Our funding mechanism for our Smartzone comes through our LDFA. The LDFA is actually a board in our community made up of members from the city councils from Houghton and Hancock. They are in charge of the tax capture that we get, which is 50% of the school tax capture. It is basically a grant that we get from the state because our schools are in formula and they get so much per pupil, so no matter how much taxes we capture, it makes no difference to our school at all. So we started off, I think we were pretty modest tax capture, somewhere in about $50,000, $60,000, but over the years it's grown to about $800,000, and we're looking at probably another $100,000 next year with the hospital and Hancock coming online with the tax base. So we've got a very healthy budget now that we're working with. We've been very, very successful with state grants. We had an incubator both in Houghton and Hancock. We took one floor of an old hospital in Hancock, and we took an old dilapidated building right downtown in Houghton, and we were able to use state funds to actually renovate those buildings and come up for our first incubators. Since then it's grown. We've added one incubator on Michigan Tech's campus that we're partnering with them, and we have a building downtown Houghton that the university bought, and the entire first floor we received a EDA grant to get a long-term lease from the university on that floor. In our Smartzone, we do not collect any local taxes, although we use our DDA, and we have another TIF district in Hancock's DDA for match. In order for us to capture the 50% of the school tax, we had to match that with our local tax capture that we use for economic development. So we're fortunate in our case that we're able to capture just half the school tax.
And the city can restrict and maintain parameters around its match, so it can essentially budget this as part of its future tax planning.
It's been a very good experience. The LDFA really has a limited role in our Smartzone as far as just the tax capture. They do own the buildings, the incubator buildings that we've purchased, and they do have to make decisions on renovations and operation of those. But they're pretty much, they accept the tax capture. I guess it's like a pass-through, and then it passes on to the MTech board. Our LDFA does encompass the entire cities of Houghton and Hancock. The tax capture area is slightly smaller. We left out two pieces of property that we knew that were going to have a decline in tax base, taxable value, so we didn't want to have that negatively affect our tax capture. So we left those two out, but we wanted the entire cities of both Houghton and Hancock to be part of the LDFA. Right now, our Smartzone headquarters is not within the tax capture area, but is within the LDFA. So there's some advantages that you have as far as grants and things to have your entire community part of the LDFA, depending on where things are going to locate and those types of things.